Hey guys, I hope your day is going well, and as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I will be doing a review on the Yotricks Canon. First, I want to include a little bit of background of how I actually got this yo-yo. 2 weeks ago, I got an email from Chris, who is the social media manager, and he sent me an email asking if I would be able to review one of the Yotricks yo-yos that he would send out to me. And I was like, yeah, for sure. And a few days later, the yo-yo came. Okay, so my mom just told me that there's a package waiting outside in the mail. Alright, this is it. Alright, thanks Yotricks. So, before I even begin this video, I really owe all of this to Yotricks. Not only did they send me out a yo-yo for free, but they also were the company that got me totally started in yo-yoing. So I feel like I really owe it to them because their tutorials and their videos and actually their Sage yo-yo was what got me into this whole yo-yoing thing. So I really owe it to them, and thank you Yotricks so much. I want each and every one of you to subscribe to the Yotricks YouTube channel. They make these awesome tutorials with some of the best players in the world like Ann Connolly, Gentry Stein, Paul Kerbel, and Evan Nagao. Just to name a few. So they have these special guests come on and teach some of their coolest tricks. Their tutorials are just amazing. They have really high quality video and they go step by step through each of the tutorials to teach you the tricks and help you learn the trick the easiest way and the fastest way possible. They also do these really great reviews of yo-yos. They spend a lot of time on them, so I think you guys will really like the videos that they are making. Now, the links to the Yotricks YouTube channel will be in the description down below, as well as at the very end of this video. Alright, let's jump right into the review. So, the Yotricks Canon is actually Jake Elliott's signature yo-yo. So this yo-yo was machined to be great for not only 5A, but 3A as well as 1A. So this yo-yo kind of does it all. Yotricks put a ton of time into making this yo-yo and really has very precise cuts and put a lot of effort into making this yo-yo. Now, before any of you correct me, I know this isn't really like Jake Elliott's signature yo-yo, but he was the one that went around and talked to some 3A and 5A players about what makes a good 5A and 3A yo-yo. So he really helped design this yo-yo. It's not really his signature yo-yo, but he had a very big part in designing the yo-yo. Now, this yo-yo goes for $45 on Yotricks, and the links will be down below if you guys want to buy it. Yotricks also has a super awesome thing where they make little packs for the yo-yos. So you can buy this yo-yo individually just by itself, but you can also buy a 3A players pack, which comes with 2 of these and a couple other things that will help you with 3A, as well as the players pack, and you guys can check all that down below in the description. As usual with any of my reviews, I'm going to put the specs of this yo-yo on the screen right here that I got from Yotricks.com. Now, just an FYI, I will be breaking this review into 2 sections, kind of. A 1A section, since I kind of specialize in 1A, that's the section that I'll know the most about for this yo-yo, but also a 3A and 5A section that are kind of conjoined, because they're like the alternate styles of yo-yoing that this yo-yo is also great for. Now, the 3A and 5A section together, they won't be that in-depth since I don't really specialize in those styles, but I'll do my best to talk about why this yo-yo is that good for both of those styles. Alright, now let's talk about the unboxing experience of this yo-yo, the Canon. Looking at the box itself, it really is pretty simple, but it's good looking. It's got Yotricks.com on the very front with the yo-yo being totally displayed. It's a pretty short packaging, but it still is really nice. On one side there's caution, and on the other side there's a really cool silhouette, which is the kind of Yotricks logo, so I think that's really cool. Opening up the box, we have the yo-yo itself, some string, and also a bag with this really cool Delrin counterweight that was designed by Jake Elliott himself. And in the 3A and 5A section of this video, I'll talk more about what this does. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the unboxing experience of the yo-yo. Alright, right when I unboxed this yo-yo and looked at it, I immediately noticed a bunch of things. So first of all, this colorway that I got, the mint colorway, looks awesome. And it's this really nice teal minty green color that I totally love. On the cup, it says Canon, powered by Yo-Yo Factory, because Yo-Yo Factory also had a part in making this yo-yo. And it says Yotricks.com, made in China, and then a number. and it also has these really cool little like feathery effects. And on the other side is exactly the same. Now looking at the shape of this yo-yo, we notice we have a very, very angular V shape. There's very low walls and definite areas for a finger grind. The shape itself is pretty normal, but it's also pretty sharp in general. It's very angular and a steep decline to the bearing. Looking back at the cup, we have a very nice area for finger spins and a little spike. The finish on this yo-yo is also amazing. It looks really, really smooth and very nice. Overall, the appearance of this yo-yo just looks fantastic. Great job, Yotricks. Alright, now to get what you guys really want to know. How does this yo-yo feel and play? Right when I picked this yo-yo up and threw it down, I immediately felt how powerful and stable this yo-yo is. You can just feel it, like humming on the string, just like I talked about with the Edge. It just feels very, very powerful, and that power is just so reassuring for a player. It means that your yo-yo is not going to easily go off axis, it's not going to start tilting on you, and it's going to come back to your hand very reassuringly. So the stableness of the yo-yo is just so nice to have, and you can totally feel it right when you throw it down. And that's the main idea of this yo-yo. It's very, very powerful and stable. I also noticed with this yo-yo that it is very, very long spinning. I could do all of my tricks and even some more afterwards that I wouldn't normally do, and I'd still have so much spin left over. One little thing that I really noticed about the yo-yo that I loved was the response pads. So Yotricks has done a great job with these response pads. They're very grippy, but they do not make the yo-yo like responsive or anything. But what I mean by they're very grippy, this yo-yo has like the tightest bind ever. Right when you bind it back to your hand, it almost like zings you as it comes back. When I first bound this yo-yo back to my hand, I was not anticipating how fast it was coming back. And I love this with yo-yos. I feel some yo-yos can be rather slippy with their response pads, like you sometimes won't make your bind. And that can be really critical in competition. Like if you don't make a bind, it looks pretty bad. So I love how reassuring and nice it feels when you bind this yo-yo. And in turn, throwing the yo-yo down is awesome as well. It has a very like powerful feel to it. You can really rip it off. And like I said earlier, if you have a slippy yo-yo, when you're throwing it down, it kind of just like slips off your hand. But this one you can really give it a powerful throw, and you know it's going to come off your hand really well. So Yotricks, great job with the response pads. They're awesome. Going back to the shape, which I talked about earlier, the shape of this yo-yo is perfect for anything. Its very angular shape with low walls makes it awesome for fast tricks, horizontal, and basically just any stressful tricks on a yo-yo. It flies through them. This for me is the ideal shape of a yo-yo. Since it can handle anything, it's always reassuring to pick up this yo-yo and know that it will be able to handle even the toughest of tricks. Slack tricks are extremely easy as long as lacerations and whips, since the yo-yo is just that wide. Pretty much anything you throw at this yo-yo in any style will work perfectly because this yo-yo is just built for that. On the string, this yo-yo feels pretty light, but still in a very solid way. I know that was kind of like contradicting itself, but what I mean by this is it doesn't have a heavy thud when you throw it down and have it on the string. It doesn't feel like you're forcing this yo-yo to go one way or another. It just kind of dances around the string, but you can still feel its stability, which is really just perfect for a yo-yo like this. I can really see how this yo-yo would be great for competition. Because of its long spin times and immense stability and great binds, I feel like this would be awesome for competition. It just meets all those requirements that you would need. It's a very reliable yo-yo. For grinds, this yo-yo excels through it. Finger grinds spin forever, palm grinds are great, talon grinds are done very easily, and the finish on this yo-yo is just fantastic. So I really love how it feels when you're grinding, and it's awesome. For finger spins, this yo-yo has one thing that I just love. So if you noticed when I was talking about where the logo is placed on this yo-yo, it's placed on the very rim of the yo-yo and not where you would do a finger spin. So many companies nowadays are putting their logo right in the middle of the yo-yo where you want your finger spin to happen, which is just so frustrating because every time you try to do a finger spin, you can just feel the logo hitting your finger over and over and over. But Yotricks has totally gotten rid of this problem. They put their logo on the side that doesn't really have any grinds on it, and finger spins are awesome with this yo-yo. I can do them for so long, and I really like how they feel when you're doing a finger spin. So, Great job, Yotricks, with that. I'm so thankful that you didn't put the logo on the cup right there, because so many other companies do that. I also noticed the rim weight of this yo-yo, and that's what makes this yo-yo so fast spinning and long spinning. It's very concentrated on the rims of the yo-yo. This makes it so stable, and I love that. Another thing that I really like about this yo-yo is it's both fun to play with and geared toward competition, as I said before. A lot of yo-yos nowadays are one or the other, so they could be really fun to play with, but just not great for competition, or they could be just totally based for competition and aren't that fun to throw down. This yo-yo is a perfect balance of the two. It's incredibly fun to play with, and just has such a nice feel to it while you're playing with it on the string, but it's also geared towards competition. So you have this perfect equilibrium of being very fun to play with, as well as being geared towards competition. One more thing that I forgot to mention is the value for price. So this yo-yo is $45, which could be a lot for you, but in the yo-yoing world, $45 is not that much for a yo-yo that is this good. So this yo-yo, it can take you all the way. You can start out as a beginner with this yo-yo and go all the way to pro and expert. This yo-yo is such a good all-rounder yo-yo and has a great value for its price. A lot of other yo-yos play not even as good as this one and are hundreds of dollars. I've tried them, but this yo-yo is only $45 and it plays this well, which is remarkable. I feel like Yotricks totally hit the nail on the head with that. Usually when I'm reviewing yo-yos, I always find something I would want to change with the yo-yo, but with the Canon, there really is nothing I would change with this yo-yo. I feel like Yotricks totally got the idea. Yeah, that's just something to note, that I would really not change anything on this yo-yo. It's pretty much perfect. Overall, I was very impressed with this yo-yo. Now onto the 3A, 5A section of this video. So I'm not really a pro or an expert in either one of those styles, but here are some of the characteristics of the Canon that make it good for these styles of play. In the 5A world, you want a yo-yo that is very wide, and that's because when the counterweight is moving around, it can easily hit the sides of the yo-yo, which decrease the spin time greatly. But with the Canon, since it has such an angular shape, the counterweight usually doesn't hit the sides and reduce the spin time very much. So this is really important for 5A players. And another thing with the width of this yo-yo that makes it great for 5A is when you're doing those catches or you want to like loop around kind of. I don't know what that's called. I'm not very good at 5A. But for catching the yo-yo with the counterweight, since it's so wide, it makes it very easy to catch and do all your tricks. One prime example is the Atlas. So that yo-yo is extremely wide. I actually don't own that yo-yo, though I have tried it before. That yo-yo is very wide, and that's why it's so good for 5A. You want a wide yo-yo when you're playing 5A. Another great thing with this yo-yo is that it is very durable. This metal is very premium and very durable. So if you ever hit the yo-yo on the ground, it won't change how it plays really. It won't vibe out like crazy or something. It's very durable, so if you end up hitting the yo-yo on the ground while playing with it, this yo-yo is pretty forgiving. And finally, the last thing that I noticed that would be good for 5A is that this yo-yo is very light. So 65 grams, for me at least, is rather on the light side of a yo-yo, and for 5A, you don't really want a heavy yo-yo. If your yo-yo is so heavy, it won't really like dance around the string kind of, it'll just feel weird. But since this yo-yo is 65 grams, it is very light and plays very light on the string as well. So I really like that with this yo-yo. And also, all the things I said about stability and all that in the 1A section of this video apply to 5A too. You want a stable yo-yo. And before I forget, here is what the whole Delrin counterweight looks like. And this counterweight is actually really unique, and I loved experimenting around with it. So first, it's Delrin, which is very premium plastic that is very lightweight, but also very durable, though it is expensive to make. So the counterweight here, if you'll notice, has a bearing inside of it, which is something I personally have never seen up until this point. And it also has another piece that you attach in the counterweight, and check out Yotricks' video if you want to learn how to attach this counterweight. But you put the other piece in and you string it up, and this makes it so that the counterweight doesn't turn, which is awesome because a lot of times with 5A, the counterweight, since it can turn freely, that makes string tension, and you don't want string tension for 5A. This counterweight is so genius, it literally eliminates that. Since it has this bearing inside, it spins freely without turning the string. So it's really such a genius product, this counterweight right here, and I really had a lot of fun playing around with it. The counterweight itself goes for $15, so it's a really good deal because you get one of these for every Canon yo-yo that you buy. So I really like this counterweight. Moving on to the 3A section. Again, I'm not really an expert in 3A or anything, but there's a couple things I noticed with this yo-yo that would make it good for 3A play. So again, long spinning is really important for 3A players. If they like mess up their strings and everything, they have a huge tangle, you can sometimes get away with that by just untangling them and then binding them back. You want your yo-yo to keep on spinning so you don't get that -1 deduction. Another thing, the angular shape and the width of this yo-yo is very nice because it makes wrapping more layers of the other yo-yo's string around this yo-yo even easier, which is super awesome and noticeable when playing with this yo-yo. And again, the durability factor with this yo-yo is very important as well, because sometimes if you hit your two 3A yo-yos together, the yo-yo won't really play that different. It won't like vibe out of control or anything. It's very durable and very nice. The final thing I will talk about in this review is who really wants this yo-yo? Who is this yo-yo intended for? And my answer to that is everyone! So this yo-yo is great for everyone, and here's why. It is great for intermediates and beginners who are just starting up and getting into unresponsive play, because since this yo-yo spins for so long and has such tight binds, it makes learning binds and learning tricks a lot easier. Then, if you're getting up in the expert and competition-based, it's also great because it's got that wide shape. And finally, if you're in the 5A style or 3A style, it works for them too. So it accommodates to almost any type of player. And that's why I think this yo-yo is so valuable, because it's just a good all-rounder yo-yo. In addition, the price is very affordable in general, and that makes it very easy for anyone to buy. Now, before I sign off in this video, there's one more thing that I want to mention. So, I kind of lied to you guys. Yotricks didn't send me one yo-yo. They sent me two. And I think we agreed with me and Yotricks that this is what the yo-yo will be for. Giveaway time! So this is the Red Splash Edition Canon, and it looks beautiful. And this is still in its box. I've never taken this out of its box. Obviously it comes along with the little counterweight. And I want to be giving this away to you guys. So, here's how the giveaway works. It's similar to my other giveaway that I did at 200 subscribers, except this one is at 1,000. I'm at about 870 subscribers, which is awesome. And at 1,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away not only a brand new Yotricks Canon with the counterweight, but also a kendama. So there's going to be two winners. One of them wins the Yotricks Canon, and the other one wins this kendama. This kendama has only been used like once or twice. It's in near perfect condition, and I'll send that out to the other lucky winner. Just like my other giveaway, here's how you enter. So obviously, all you have to do is just subscribe. So if you're already subscribed, perfect. You will be in the giveaway to try to win one of these giveaway items. But if you haven't subscribed, you might want it because you could win one of these. So if you guys have any questions about that, how the giveaway works or anything, you can let me know in the comments. But yeah, basically just subscribe and you'll be in the giveaway. So huge thanks to Yotricks for sending me this. I am so happy to be giving this away to you guys. I think you guys will really like it. And thank you to Yotricks for everything. So, once again, thank you to Yotricks. And also, if any of the companies out there that are watching this video or any of my videos want to send me any of their stuff to test out or give a little review on, just email me, and my email is in the description. That is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. That'd be awesome. If you have any questions or comments about the yo-yo or anything in general, leave them down below in the comment section, or you can email me, and my email is in the description. Just a quick reminder, if you guys haven't already voted in the poll at the beginning of this video, check that out, and so you can decide which video I'll be making next week. That is it for the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.